Okay, you guys, this is our attic. I've probably mentioned that we do not have a garage. We have about 1,300 square feet. And so we end up using our attic for a lot of garage type items and storage. And honestly, our attic has gotten really out of control. Yesterday, I pulled down like a whole bunch of stuff. My dog is freaked out. She's freaked out that I'm up here. She thinks it's crazy. It's okay, baby. It's okay. So yesterday I pulled out a whole bunch of stuff, and I so regret that I did not take before photos or videos of this space because it was bad. We donated boxes and bags, like maybe 3 big boxes, and several big bags of items that were just mostly not relevant to the ages of our kids anymore, or just things that didn't fit or didn't work or aren't being used. So I just wanted to show you where we're at right now since I failed to take a video. So we keep some of our boxes, like our TV boxes, in case we move. This is all my Christmas stuff. It looks kind of chaotic. There's some things that are just really hard to store, like that bag is on top of a little tree and there's like no way of collapsing it, so I don't know what to do with that. I have a bed frame that I really want to get rid of, but it is going to be very heavy to get down from the attic, so I'm not sure that I'm ready to tackle that. Over here we have some tubs. The green one is books that we will be selling. We kind of keep an ongoing box of books for our homeschool book sale, and then every spring we have that sale, and so we can sell the books that we're not using. Because we homeschool, there tends to be a ton of books coming and going in our house. There's an empty tub on the bottom. There's a tub of costumes for my son, like all his cool superhero dress up stuff that he does not want to let go of. I have a box of clothes that are a little bit too big for my son that we've been kind of collecting. Homeschool, those 2 ones right there are 2 of our homeschool boxes. So I save records from each school year and put them in the boxes. I had this great labeling system on the side that is clearly not working because it's coming off of the box. On top is something I probably need to look at. It's like shoes that are too big. Like my daughters outgrew their soccer cleats, and so I'm saving them for my son because they're pretty much gender neutral. A couple of those totes are special, like memory kind of items from when my babies were babies. And then over there we have some little puppets and some little bristle blocks that I do take to my 4K room and share with the kids sometimes, but I put them in the attic because of COVID, so they're just kind of getting stored there for now. This is our massive Playmobil collection because all 3 of my kids have loved Playmobil, and it's something that I'm going to have a very hard time letting go of. Over here we have rolling backpacks because my kids will sometimes switch. Basically, they don't want to have a rolling backpack for school, but the stuff becomes so heavy that they often need to have a rolling backpack. So it's like they'll start the school year with a regular backpack, and then later they'll admit, like, okay, this stuff is way too heavy, let's get the rolling backpack out. Here are some seasonal items. This tub right here is like some of my decor stuff, which I have pretty much not very much of that, but it is it's stuff that I will sometimes switch out, like the pretty stuff on the mantle I sometimes switch out. So I have like some different prints, frames, things, and like a wreath in there. And I made so much progress yesterday, you guys. That whole space was totally full. Sometimes we can't get the light in our attic to work. We need to replace it. But because it doesn't always work, I will just literally chunk bags of stuff up in this space. So we have made a ton of progress. And because it's not that hot, and because I'm having a good attic light day and my attic light is working, I'm about to do some more organization, just make sure I really do know what is up here. Those are like long-term storage items that are not going to be touched. Those are like our old school records that I'll save until they graduate high school. Fireplace tools, because we really rarely use them. So anyway, I'm gonna see what I can do today. I just wanted to show you what our attic looks like. It is not pretty, but it is functional and it's better than it was, so that's what I'm gonna tell myself. Okay guys, I'm in the attic and I'm going through a box of sentimental items that belong to my twin girls who were born almost 14 years ago. And I am not a hugely sentimental person, but I'm gonna try to decide what to keep from this. These were their loveys. They held these, you know, for sleeping for years. So I feel like I'm not going to be able to let go of those. So I'm going to put those over here. This was one of the bottles that they gave us in the NICU. And we used these for a long time. They were 4 pounds 4 ounces when they were born. And they were so tiny. Just looking at this definitely brings back a flood of memories. A lot of them are very happy, a lot of them are very stressful, honestly. So this bottle is like such a trigger of memories because we did use these for so long and they're just so small. I let the girls play with these with their dolls too for a while, so that was really fun and cute. So I am going to keep those. I'm going to let go of the passies. They love passies. And just like looking at the actual ones that they use, those patterns are so familiar to me. Like, just, I remember which one belonged to which girl, and just how I used to try to match their passies to their outfits. They were so into passies. But obviously, this video is enough to remember those by. I think I might show it to the girls before I get rid of it, but I'm not going to do it. That's kind of crazy. These are little preemie dresses that a friend gave us, and I just, it's amazing how small they were. Just how little they were. It's like a doll, and they did play with them with their dolls. I think I'm gonna keep it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not sentimental enough, so sometimes I tell myself I should keep things because I should keep them. And there's the other one. This is a necklace, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember anything about this, so I'm not gonna hang it to that. This is a little outfit that I'm sure came from my mother-in-law because they were missionaries. My father-in-law and mother-in-law were missionaries in China when the girls were born, and for years until they recently moved back. So I'll keep that for them. I feel like the girls might like to have that because this is another little dress. I don't feel like we need 2 sets of dresses that were tiny, tiny, tiny. So I'm gonna kind of maybe think about letting go of this. And this one with the dress. So put that over there. This is a bit, it's so stained because we had so many spitting up incidences, and girls have like a lot of reflux. So I know that I kept like a I love mommy, I love daddy. Here's I love grandma, and I believe this is the one that we maybe gave to my mom as a gift to announce our pregnancy. So that's really cool. And that was really fun. She was definitely really excited. I mean, obviously she was so excited. That was her first grandchild, and it ended up being 2, so even better. This is a little bonnet that goes with that pink dress. This, I am going to believe, is an American Girl item because I do not recognize it, and it's just white. So I think it might be like a nightgown for the American Girl doll. I mean, that in and of itself is so crazy because American Girl dolls are 18 inches tall, and that is exactly the size that the girls were when they were born. They were 18 inches each. So here's another one of those special bibs, but don't need them. These go with the pink dresses. So this is another one of the other smoked dresses. And this is a cup that has my name on it from when I was born. I don't feel any attachment to that, to be honest. I'm just not super sentimental about baby stuff from my childhood because I don't remember that, you know? All right, this is kind of a cool one with a cool story. So I will tell you that in a second. This is a crocheted hat that I have no memory of. I probably made it myself because I did make a lot of them. Okay, this is a hat from the hospital and it's so little, so I'll probably save that. These are the blankets from the hospital that every single child has. I don't need that. Everyone has that, they're all the same. Here's the other little hat. Here are the rest of the little outfits from China that I am gonna save because most newborns don't receive outfits from China. That's pretty cool. I know, I'm sure, like it could be that my mom made these. I don't remember. I could have made them. I really have no memory. This is kind of like showing you guys how storing things is just not always a good idea when you could go ahead and donate them because there were no stains on these when I put them away, but now there are. So it's just because they've been sitting in this hot, you know, not temperature controlled. But it's okay because I saved these not thinking we would use them again, but just thinking that I love these outfits so much. They're from one of our really, really dear friends. It's like a family member, and she got us these, and I absolutely love that they were blue because I love little girls in kind of like girly blue outfits. So these were definitely like absolute favorites of mine. So I am gonna save them. I'm not gonna save any more passies because that's cray. Definitely gonna save a hospital bracelet, although it looks to me that I have only one, which is a little sad. Okay, so here were some of the little things from the NICU. Honestly, seeing all the cords and stuff doesn't give me warm fuzzies. It gives me like massive anxiety because it was really terrifying and very upsetting and not the way that you really want your children to come into the world. For them to be going into the NICU. I didn't even see my girls for hours and hours because I was kind of in emergency care at that point because I had such a rough emergency C-section. I was so out of it that I didn't even ask about them when I came out of the C-section, which just shows that I was completely out of it. So they were taken to the special care nursery, which was way far away from me. So I didn't even, they had already received bottles before I even got to see them. So this is not a good memory for me. I'm not gonna keep that. Another passy, my lands. I was like the over-prepared mom that had so many passies because I was just terrified of being without them. I mean, these are from the hospital NICU, but I mean, I'll never forget the name of that NICU or the fact that they were there, so I don't think I need to keep those. Baby's first Christmas sock. Cute. But I don't really think that we need that. Passy, my goodness, so many passes. This is something that somebody crocheted for me as a baby. It's so cute, and they did a beautiful job, and etc., but it's really cute, and I do remember it hanging in my room, which is funny because I'm sure I was much older at the time when it was hanging there, but I think it's really pretty. Maybe it was used then for subsequent children. I truly do not know. I wonder if my mom remembers what friend made this for them, but you know, it was really, really sweet, but I'm not going to keep that. So this is what I was going to show you that I think is so sweet. I had a poncho when I was a baby that this looked just like this, that was crocheted, that a friend had made with pink and blue, and the tassel, the exact design of this. And we had lots of pictures of me wearing it, and then we had a friend, my parents had a friend that made these for, or maybe it was my grandmother that had the friend that made these for my girls to match the one that I had as a baby. So those are super, super sweet and so cute. But they're really bulky, and what I'm just feeling right now is that they actually look like they're in great shape. So I feel like some little baby could be wearing this. So I feel like I should take a photo of this and then pass it on to somebody who can actually be wearing it, because how messed up is it for something to be in a box rather than being worn? So that's how I'm feeling about that situation. I do think that was like such a cool story, and I need to make sure I tell the girls that so they know that somebody did something so sweet, and so much work is involved in crocheting or knitting something like this. I have like super rudimentary crochet skills, so to know that someone did this is really, really pretty and really cool. So anyway, that is some of my sentimental stuff from the girls. So I kept maybe half of it, and that's more than sufficient. I'm never gonna forget all of these memories. And we also have, of course, photos. We have photos of every single item in there. We have photos of some of this stuff. So I don't know how often we will look back at these things, but I think we can hang on to them just for a little while longer. All right, thanks for watching. So I'm going through some more sentimental items, and I get why this is hard for people, but in my brain I'm like, why would we be keeping some of this? I mean, I guess part of it is just that I had like a very happy childhood. I don't have any regrets. Like it was just a great childhood, great life. And I haven't lost any of my immediate family members either, which makes me, I guess, less sentimental about some of these things. Like, we're still all together and everything. So I can totally understand that people would feel differently. But what I'm just finding is some of these old items that I wore as a baby, or my sister even wore. So here is like an outfit. It's just, no. This is, a little dress. I'm not going to keep that. This was a piggy bank that I do remember all of us using growing up, but I just don't see any purpose in hanging on to it. Everyone has a piggy bank. It wasn't a special gift that I know of, so I'm just not going to keep that. Let's see what is in this bag. I have no clue. Okay, this is actually some letters that I painted that I hung in the girls' room for years. I painted them in a pottery place, and it says twice the fun because it was twins. That was like good times. Like, I do remember loving that and feeling like really excited that I made it when I was pregnant. However, I wonder if someone else could use those letters or something. Maybe I'll just save this video to remind myself that I painted this for the kids. Twice the fun. And I guess I have little hangers because they were hung on everything. This is an old Raggedy Ann that I do remember having in my room. I'm sure it was a gift from somebody, but I just don't feel like I should be hanging on to that. I'm sure these were my shoes. Everyone had shoes. I'm just not, I'm not gonna hang on to that either. I'm debating over the letters because I feel like what's gonna happen is if I donate them, no one's gonna know what they're supposed to say. They're just a big lump. I guess I could put them in a Ziploc bag and then put a piece of paper saying twice the fun, twin banner or something. Maybe I'll think about doing that. This is a dress that I do remember having pictures of me in it, but again, if no one can wear it, I just don't see the purpose of keeping it. These are little shorts that I think must have been my brother's, but I don't think that I think this was my brother, and I don't think that he would want it. I don't think his wife would want it, because they're certainly not going to be able to put that on their son. It's like dry rotted almost, it's so old. Another hospital blanket. Again, we all had blankets. We all had the same blanket. I just don't feel that keeping it is like remotely helpful. Smock's dress. I think that was Caroline, so I should ask her. Yeah, I'll ask Caroline about these dresses before I let go of them. This is cute. This is actually super cute. So maybe I'll ask Caroline about that. Although that's like so little that it doesn't even, that's 6 months, so it might fit her youngest. That actually doesn't seem to be in bad shape. It's interesting. There's a big difference in Caroline's age bracket and mine. I feel like super old compared to her when it comes to like looking at our childhood stuff. This is my baby doll, Julie. I seriously do remember this doll quite vividly because she goes potty. And I think that this is how they taught me how to go potty. So this was not her original dress because I remember this came from a ragdoll dress. It was a ragdoll. So I do feel a little on the fence about this because honestly this does bring back really warm memories. I loved dolls as a kid, just loved them. They were like my favorite thing. I don't remember that necklace. Interesting. Anyway, so I'm a little bit on the fence about Julie because the fact that I even remember her name, yeah, she was definitely a big part of my childhood. A bridesmaid dress that I wore, not bridesmaid, what's that word? Flower girl dress. And they made it to look just like the brides, which now looking back, I'm like, that's kind of creepy. But at the time it was like so exciting for me to be in the wedding, but I'm not gonna keep it. I'm not. Does that mean that I need it? It's like a little shirt that I have no memory of being used for. So it could have been mine. If I don't remember it, it's not my sister's. Because I remember, because I'm so much older than Caroline, that I do remember a lot of her childhood because I was like her second little mama. This is another baby that I actually do remember. My first doll. I actually really do remember this. It is looking really rough from being stored. Another little boot. Sun hat. I remember that being Caroline's. A little torn about poor Julie. But at the same time, I just feel like maybe I just take a photo of her and then discard of her. I don't know. Am I just too heartless? Am I too heartless? Okay, and then this is a rattle that I think is so funny because it is like we use this a lot. All of the babies in our house used it. It's made by, I almost even remember it's Discovery Kids or something. One of those like brands that were pretty popular. And I think this is super funny because I know it is at least 35 plus years old, and I saw the exact same rattle at one of our churches Sunday school room, so I was like, wow, that is old. But do I need to keep it? I don't think so. So I will probably let go of that too. I did find, in reference to the other video when I showed you the 2 ponchos, this is the original poncho that was made for me. It's really cute. That's definitely a dead bug on it, so gross. But this is the poncho that my grandmother made, or somebody made for me, and then the girls got matching ones, which was really fun. But anyway, all right, y'all, that is the end of that for now. It's hilarious. It's like one of the worst possible photos that you could ever imagine of me. I had the most unfortunate bangs. I had some terrible wing situation going on with my hair. And I believe this was when I was 12 and I was about to get braces on. And I think they did a before and after for braces. And it looks like I'm refusing to open my mouth to show my teeth. Like I don't want to admit to the before. So I just think it's so funny. I'm totally going to trash it. And I also am going to show my girls because they are only a little bit older than this. And they are so much less dorky, so that's nice for them that they're like so pretty and have great hair skills and stuff like that, whereas I was like such a huge dork. Anyway, I just thought that was funny, so I thought I would share. All right, I hope this was helpful or at least interesting for you guys. I get that sentimental items can be tricky to deal with, but I just think a lot of times you can take a picture, a lot of times you think about whether that item could actually be used by someone right now rather than it just sitting and, like I said, getting discolored or losing its really usefulness, because these items should be used, right?